What is up, Browns gang, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another episode of Put Me On a Palette, everybody's favorite, right? Today's album is going to be AMINE Limbo. Today's palette will be the Fruit Sorbet by whatever that is, Violet Voss. So to make this a little bit quicker than my usual 25-minute videos, I'm gonna try and keep this at 20 or 18, right? So we're just gonna jump right in immediately. So you guys know how important the first song is to me in an album. And for our first song this album, we get Burden. Now, Burden was one of my favorite songs on the entire album. I saved it instantly. I loved it immediately. The lyrics in that song are just so good. What I love about AMINE is he has lyrics that you don't think about, but then once you hear them, you think about them all day and you're like, damn, that was really slick. I didn't think about that like that. He does a lot of metaphors and a lot of similes and stuff, and then you're like, oh yeah. And I could just relate to the lyrics a lot. He's surviving off of noodle cups, and I was like, I've been there. But yeah, it gave me a little Snoop Dogg feels, bury me before I'm a burden. Don't bury me till niggas are certain. Just the groove of it all. It was just a really good song in my opinion. 10 out of 10 for that one. And I don't say that a lot. And you know how important the opening track is to me. And that was the perfect way to open that album. The next song on the album was Woodlawn. It wasn't too special of a song, so I didn't end up saving this one. We learned that AMINE has a Kobe tat apparently, which loved Kobe, so I get it. I have a Taman tat. It didn't hype me up that much. Again, he has the good lyrics in that song. He's I really hope he writes his own music because his lyrics are really, really iconic. Not that it matters that much, but it would be super cool if he was actually the writer of his own lyrics. I liked when he was "Shawty wanna sit on my face like a new chair." And then there's another one, I'm the lead, little you a stand-in or something like that. But like I said, it wasn't that special, so I didn't save it. Now Kobe was an intermission, and he's I felt a piece of my childhood die with him, and I'm 26, and I feel that's how a lot of people felt. A lot of adults were what? That was just horrible. I still remember exactly what I was doing the day I found out. But yeah, that intermission, even though it was sad, it was still funny because he's let me figure out how to pay bills and stuff now. I guess I'm really not a kid anymore. I really related to that. I was wow, you're not a kid when you realize how much the world actually sucks and how short life is, Now, Roots featuring JID and Charlie Wilson. Now, when I read featuring Charlie Wilson, I was is that Charlie Wilson? Charlie Wilson? Charlie Wilson? My name is Charlie Wilson. That was my first concern, and I never found that out. So if you know if that's Charlie Wilson, let me know in the comments. I always go so overboard. Yesterday when I did my makeup, it looked like I got into a fight and I had a bruise on my cheek. I don't know why my hairline is white right here. It looks like I'm wearing a lace front. But yeah, it was good. There was some really catchy lyrics in there. She liked my third eye. She loved my third leg. I thought that was pretty clever. I like lyrics where they make you think. You're third leg? Oh, he means his, okay. But what it really came down to was preference and would I be jamming out if that came on the radio? Nah. Would I want to hear that again on shuffle or something? Nah. So I didn't save it. But it wasn't a bad song at all in any way. Does that look like I was beaten up? Okay, we need to blend that out a lot more. I also must add that the end of that song, hilarious. I Can't Decide came on and I immediately grooved. I love a good dun dun dun. I don't know, just the beat, everything was perfect in that song. And then I love songs that count. I like cheesy kind of songs. Not saying that one is cheesy, but I feel counting is kind of cheesy in your songs. It's 1, 2, you don't know what we're gonna do. And you go 3, 4, down, let me up the door. And then go 5, 6. You guys know I don't know lyrics, so don't try and flame me girl, that's not what he even says. I know. I can't decide. I can't decide. So the next song on the album was Compensating featuring Young Thug. And you guys should know by now, I love a good Young Thug feature. So I was really excited. And then it started, and my excitement slowly went away. I specifically liked the, oh, you've been with me since I was a small fry. I specifically liked that lyric a lot because, you know, I don't know, I just like it. But Young Thug, I was so excited for him. My expectations are always so high when it comes to him. So when he started rapping, I went from, you know, and that's just not a good feeling. I was expecting so much, and then he gave me that. And I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna save this song. This song is obviously not it, right? But then Young Thug switched up his flow, right? And then he started with all those cheese analogies, and I was like, okay, this is what I came here for. And then I saved it. Once Young Thug hits you with the analogies, it's all over. So all in all, I basically saved because of Young Thug's second verse. The next song on the album was Shimmy. It's a very old school sounding song, which I rocks with. I rocks with that heavy. And I was like, okay, cool. As soon as he said shimmy, shimmy, yeah, y'all get no applause, I saved. I was like, okay, this is what I came here for. And then again, which is a theme in this album, a lot of good lyrics. He's like, that's not 20K, that's $20 in your pocket. I was like, okay. Saved, signed, sealed, and delivered. The next song on the album was Pressure in My Palms. And I specifically liked this song a lot because if you close your eyes while you're listening to it, you can almost imagine that you're listening to Brockhampton, not AMINE. It's featuring Vince Staples and slowthai, which, you know, I've dabbled in the arts of Vince and slowthai, so I kind of knew what to expect with their verses, but it like really did feel like I was listening to Brockhampton, which isn't a bad thing at all. I love Brockhampton. So it starts and I'm like, this goes so hard for no reason. This song goes like so hard. Even like Vince, his part went hard. And then the slowthai was just a little sprinkle of dessert at the very end. It was a little, it was the little of salt, just a little, you know. Very good song. 10 out of 10 for that one. So the next song on the album was probably my second favorite after Burden. Riri. Riri was so good, and there's no feature, so I'm like, who is that woman singing? I know AMINE can't do that, so who is that woman singing? It was just so good. And the counting again, you guys know how I feel about the counting, and it was like, 1 was okay, 2 wasn't cool, but that 3 was no way. I was like, yes. And then there was a line in there like, her P-U-S-S-Y, what is Dasani? And I'm like, who gonna tell him? That's gotta be the saltiest P-U-S-S-Y ever. And I think Cardi B said something like her WAP is like Dasani, and it's like, baby, your WAP has chemicals. Dasani is not good water. I would see if they were like Fiji. Like, why don't people use Fiji more often? But anyways, that song is another 10 out of 10. I love it to death. The beat and the synth in that song, I don't even know what to compare it to. It was just really good. So 10 out of 10. So the next song on the album, Easy featuring Summer Walker. Now that caught me as a surprise. I wasn't really expecting Summer Walker on any of his tracks, so I was like, oh, Summer Walker, cool. I won't say it's a bad song. It's just not my style at all. Not what I would listen to ever. But I mean, it wasn't bad. The lyrics were like generic to me. The beat was nice and funky, but the lyrics were just not what I would choose to listen to. Not outside of the context of listening to that album anyway. The next song on the album was Mama. And I just love when rappers make songs about their mom, because it's like, this is the lady who birthed you and basically made your whole career possible by being the giver of your life. So this song was sweet and like, I don't know, I just liked it a lot. I saved it. Catchy. He's like, you're the only one I can talk to. And then he's like, you're the only woman in my life that makes me smile. And I was like, if I was his girlfriend listening to that, I'd be like, damn, guess I really ain't shit then, huh? I give that one like a good 8 out of 10. I saved it. It's catchy, it's cute, and it's sweet. The next song on the album was Becky. And this one I feel like was more of like a troll song. I don't know. It was like the first line of that song had me rolling. He's like, mama said don't bring a white woman home. I'm like, whose mama says that? It's usually the other way around. Don't you ever bring no black boy home. Don't you ever bring no black girl into this family. It's usually stuff like that. And it was just like a lot of like realities about interracial dating. I feel like it gave like a really neat perspective and inside look, kind of. I don't know much about AMINE, so I can't really speak on his like relationships and stuff like that, but I thought it was a good conversation to have, and I appreciate him making a song about that because dating interracially is very, very, very difficult. But I saved the song. It was really catchy. It was really funny. I just liked it. Everything I said in the video prior to this moment right now, disregard it, especially when it comes to like the best song on the album, because that was Fetus featuring Injury Reserve. I've never felt that way listening to a song before, but it's especially if you like take into account the kind of world we live in today, especially when it comes to Black citizens. And then you think about the lyrics. Oh my gosh. And the beat of that song is so sad and dystopian. I was just like, I felt every single lyric. And he's like, we can have a baby girl, but what kind of nigga am I if I bring him in this world? And I'm like, right. You know, and then he's like singing about how his kid will probably be shot before he like experiences a fire drill or something like that. And I was like, dang, the reality of it. Like, people don't understand how hard of a decision it is to have kids, knowing how they're gonna be treated in the US. That was really sad, and like the lyrics were just so well thought out, and I was thinking about them for days after listening to the song. I was like, yeah, that's the only song I really listen to on like repeat, and like it just makes me think a whole lot, and it's just so sad. Like, I feel like white people never have to think about things like that. Like, oh, if I do have a kid, I will be bringing them into a world where most people hate them simply because of the color of their skin, simply because of how they look. And it's just like, whoa, white people will never understand that. And if you think of it, it's like, it's kind of a paradox because it's a song about a baby, right? It's a song about a baby, which should be happy, but it's called Fetus, right? So it's like not a baby, it's a fetus. And then it's supposed to be all happy and jolly because it's about a baby, but then it's just like sad and it's just gritty. I just love it. It's a paradox. I love paradoxes and I love juxtapositions and stuff like that. So that song, literally my favorite song on the album, by far, by a lot. I really enjoyed the shout out to Kobe. He's like, I hope I be as good of a dad as the Mamba was. And he's like, RP Kobe. It's a very good song. 10 out of 10. The next song on the album was My Reality. And the intro on that one really threw me off. Like, really threw me off. I thought it was clever in the song when he's like, girls scream at my shows like they're haunted. I thought that was really funny. The choir at the end was a really nice touch. I didn't like the song that much, but I think it was pretty good. You know, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is The Look. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of me. And make sure you watch another video. Watch the Put Me On a Palette playlist if you want to see more reviews of albums. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.